It's not really the algorithm that doesn't like it, Hacker Cop. It's more so that your viewers don't like it. The algorithm doesn't really exist. The algorithm is the viewers. Because if the algorithm was just the algorithm, then all that would happen from the algorithm is that, oh, if you're consistently uploading, you just get pushed out no matter what. But being pushed out does not mean that someone clicked on your video. The algorithm is only effective up until the point of the viewer deciding, I want to engage with this. So if they don't want to engage with it, the algorithm says, oh, this person doesn't like this. But that being said, does not mean that the content is bad, or that the content is not worth watching, or that you are a bad content creator. It's more so saying, I have to readjust, and I have to be pushing my content to somebody who will click on this. That's what it's saying. So if I'm putting out stuff like this, and let's say 85% of my audience doesn't want to watch this, it's like, thankfully for me, I could get the entire same size audience, or even bigger audience, somewhere else. Right? And like I said, I'm not turning on my audience. If anything, my audience is not supporting me in my change, if that's what happens. And like I said, not to be upset about it or anything like that, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. I'm not saying anyone has to support, but that's, if we're going to keep 100 here, that's what is happening. Oh, Trixx from Meta Smash is changing up what he's doing, and I don't want to support it anymore. Okay. That's okay for me too. Totally okay. And that's, like I said, I recognize the potential backlash of making a decision like this, but it's still worth doing. I would rather grow and have to grow down first, or have the growing pains of losing subs or whatever it is first, and then go from that point and skyrocket. If I have a personality that is very magnetic and people like to listen to what I have to say and people enjoy these types of videos, then I will be successful. If the overarching feeling of the comment section and stuff like that for my channel was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're not sick, you're not intelligent, like, you're just saying some nonsense, so this is just not interesting or whatever. If people were saying that, then I'd be like, I would still probably do what I'm doing anyway, so I'd still believe that there's other people that could find this interesting. But even still, the players that are part of my scene already, I've had quite a few people. Some people reach out in Discord. Some people leave messages on YouTube videos. They're saying I'm 27 years old. I'm 22 years old. I'm 37 years old. And they're reaching out in the older demographic. Like I said, most people that actually have reached out or have left comments have been 29 plus. So that tells me something. That means that, like I said, me having conversations with myself has been extremely beneficial because I've been right. I've been right, and it feels amazing when you're right, especially if you didn't know if you would be. I didn't know. Like I said, just because someone's older doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to like what I have to say. They might not want to watch the memes and Smash content that's more little Z type stuff, but it also doesn't mean for sure that they want to hear this either, right? They could have just been oh, he's not doing Smash anymore, moving on to something else that's maybe a little bit more mature, but what he's talking about I don't care about. So even though it's what I would prefer to watch as far as the maturity scale, the topic is just not doing it for me. But thankfully for me, like I said, I've also kind of I wouldn't say I've grown up in the Smash scene, because that's definitely not the case, but as a content creator, I definitely have. And I've learned how to listen to my audience. Even the students that get coaching, on average, are much older. I have some outliers who are much younger, but the average student is a fair bit older. They either have a wife, or they have kids, they live on their own, they're at the end of college, they do whatever, not everyone's 18 is what I'm trying to say. I know my audience even by getting a chance to talk to a large majority of you guys just through coaching. And a lot of us have shot the shit, and we've talked in the apprentice chat before, and we've talked about music, and we've talked about life, all kinds of different stuff. We've talked about problems and mental health, in DMs and stuff like that. So I have a pretty strong grasp where I'm very, very in tune with who my audience actually is, even if my YouTube channel doesn't agree. And what I mean by my YouTube channel is as far as the numbers. The numbers don't agree, but like I said, it's just going to be a turnover. I was watching a podcast weeks ago at this point, and the podcast said, in order to have a successful podcast, in order to have a successful podcast, all you have to do is get past episode 20. If you can get past episode 20, then you've now ingrained your content and your podcast as a habit for yourself to do. And you've also ingrained that habit and the content as a consistent part of other people's lives. Indirect Easter egg right there, as something that they want to have as part of their life, not necessarily forever, but as a constant. So if it's you put out let's say a podcast or a video like this every every week or every day or whatever happens to be. People start to latch onto it at the beginning, and then they start to expect it after around 20 episodes or 20 videos or 20 installments of whatever you're doing. So for me, I can't be scared. Like, I've lost like 30 subs. It's like, okay, that's nothing. That's nothing. It literally is nothing, right? Not to say that the people don't matter, but I can't let that discourage me from switching it up. So if I, let's say 20 videos from now, or whenever this comes out, 20 videos from now, I get to a point where the channel's actually going back up, and I'm getting like 2 or 3 or 4,000 views per video. So yeah, this was the right choice, amazingly enough. So you gotta just continue to just push on no matter what, even if it looks tremendously grim as things are going on. It doesn't feel good when it's like you put out a video and it does shit. You put out a video and you lose 15 subs. It's like, I'm willing to lose 40,000 subs at this point. I'm really willing to lose 40,000 subs because it only looks good. It looks good. Let me say that. It looks good to have a channel that has that size, but if it's just empty, it has no substance or no character or no depth or no community or no family feeling to the channel itself, then it's not real. So for me, it's like, I remember like when we started the channel in the first place, we had like, when I had like 2,000 or 3,000 subs, I was getting around 1,000 or 2,000 views, and I felt like, wow, every single person on the channel is watching the videos. I had like a 90% click-through rate where literally I could put out anything and people would watch it. It's like, I'm doing something that people actually care about. I'm doing something that people actually want to watch. And now it's like 3% or like 4.6%. It's like nothing. And that's the truth about the channel, saying like, people don't care about what I was doing. There's a small subclass of people, or space of people, I guess another Easter egg, of people that do care about what I'm doing. As far as growing the channel, it's just not enough, right? And it's not even being selfish. It's not even being greedy. It's like 43,000 subs on the channel, 1,000 views. Like, as far as a 10% rule, I should be in the neighborhood of 43,000 subs, 4.3 thousand views, 430 likes, 43 comments. That's what my videos should look like if it was perfect. As far as 10%, 10%, 10% all the way down. It's not even close. It's not even close. Yo, not even slightly close. So that's what I said. It's just time to make a change. And if you're someone who does enjoy, like I said, this type of conversation piece, then we're here for the long haul. For myself, like, this is something that I think I could do basically forever, because as I grow up and as you guys grow up with me, the topics will change, but it's going to still be about life. So wherever you are in life, it should be able to, or I should be able to relate to you in some way. Like right now, I'm kind of just reaching out to not necessarily everybody, but we've talked about like mental health, and we've talked about growing up, and we talked about like the younger guys, like being in high school, or like trying to get your life together, or picking a path for your passion, or becoming an entrepreneur, or going to school, or like making sure you're hanging out with the right friends and stuff like that. But eventually there's going to be videos on the channel that have to do with like having a good family life, and how to keep your wife happy, or like how to, I don't know, have balance in your life with regards to work and your marriage, or your kids, or picking up new skills, or anything like that. That's going to be the I guess, further down the road of the content. If that's the case, then that's the case. But that would just be like the meta of life at that point. Basically the meta of life and how it progresses. And as long as people are, as long as time exists, people are going to be growing up, and it's going to be relevant. I feel like a live channel will always have content. I mean, how many times can you say the same thing about Smash? 1,000 times. For me, I've done it 1,000 times, actually. But I know what you're saying. As far as for a live channel, it's like, I've not really spoken too much about like family stuff, because I don't have a family. So for me to be like, oh, here's what you should do as far as like this, and this for your kids or your wife or whatever. It's like, okay, there, Dad, what's going on here? So maybe someday that will be a part of it. Who knows, right? I'm not saying literally anytime soon, obviously, but that's where life will progress to eventually. So if you think about it, even like with Smash, I kind of did do the same thing. We started off very, very basic. It was gameplay, and then it was Falco guides, and then it was Nail the Trick, and then it was DLC, and then it was pro player stuff, and then it was like one stock go, and all the other series that I did. It's like real-time Smash. All these different things have progressed as the game progressed to keep people engaged, to keep people interested. And now it's just coaching. That's all it's been It's like the last like 400 videos. I don't know if you realize that. It's literally been around, well, maybe not 400. Yeah, probably close. Probably close to 400, at least 300. It's been over a year of just the same thing over and over again. As far as that, it's like, yeah, I can talk about neutral and spacing and special inputs and ledge trapping and all this stuff so many times. And it's always different. I try and go out of my way to make sure that my content is different and engaging when I'm explaining things to people, so it's not like they're just paying to hear something that they could have heard for free, because I already said the exact same thing word for word like 6 months ago or something like that. I try to continuously evolve my speech and evolve my coaching so that it is something actually different and catered and custom to the student. But like I said, like it's just, it kind of just ends eventually, right? It's like, even for me, it becomes very mundane, where it's like, I do like to help people and I still want to help people, but why can't I help people the way that I want to? Why can't I help a larger audience of people in the way that I want to? Like, a lot of people just, I can't say a lot of people don't want me to do that, but for my own channel, that's kind of how it's been a little bit, like as far as like just the numbers. But for me, like I said, it doesn't phase me. I've been here before. Like, even when I said I don't even know if you guys know this. If you maybe you were around back in the day for this, but when I said I'm canceling Nail the Trick and not doing it anymore, I lost 300 subs on that day. Like, that's crazy. 300 subs in one day just because I said I'm not doing Nail the Trick anymore. I didn't say I wasn't doing Smash. I didn't say I'm not playing Falco. I didn't say I'm not coaching. I didn't say I'm, I don't know, quitting the scene or something like that. At least I'm just not doing Nail the Trick. 800 or 300 people instantly gone. Bullshit. Oh well. Guess who's still surviving just fine without Nail the Trick? Myself and all of you guys, I'm sure.